I was at a barbecue recently and this corn and tuna salad came out. It was to die for. So I'm going to try and recreate it for you today. What makes this such a delicious salad is the charred smoky flavour that you get from the corn and the spring onions because they're charred in a pan or a barbecue. So we just need a little oil to start with, just some olive oil, and I'm just going to brush the corn all over with the oil, and that can go straight into the pan. That goes for our spring onions too. Spring onions are mild in flavour, but as they caramelise in the pan, they become extra sweet. I just love them. So I'm just going to pop them in and we're just going to let them char all over. So while that's cooking away, let's get onto the dressing. The dressing is also addictive. It's a buttermilk dressing. Buttermilk dressings are always so popular because they've got that lovely tang. They've also got a slight richness to it because sour cream is added. So we'll start with some lemon juice. So a good squeeze of lemon juice in there. To that, some mustard. I'm using some seeded mustard. You could just use some Dijon if you like. Along with our buttermilk, just whisk that in. And there's no extra virgin olive oil in this. I'm going to substitute the oil for sour cream. It works really well in dressing. So a big spoonful of that goes in. And we'll just give that a gentle whisk. Like any good dressing, we need a good pinch of salt and some freshly cracked pepper. All right, dressing done. We'll pop that to the side. Let's have a look at the corn and the spring onions. We'll start with the spring onions. Oh, yes. See how we've got that colour? That's what we're after, and it smells so good. And the corn, we've got some colour on that too. So these spring onions are cooked, so I'm just going to take them off the heat. We don't want them to char too much, that's just right. And we'll let them cool. We'll continue cooking our corn. Now to build this salad in a big bowl, we'll have a base of lettuce. So I'm using some cos lettuce for this recipe. And these little ones, I'm just going to leave whole. And these bigger ones, we can just roughly chop. It's just much easier to toss everything together so they can go in. To this, some avocado, and we're going to scoop that out straight onto the board. And I'll just slice that. I'm not going to add our avocado yet. I actually want to leave this for the topping later on, so we'll just leave that there. Our feta, I'm using a lovely creamy feta here. We'll crumble that in. And I'm going to add half now, and the rest we can add to the garnish. And I love fresh herbs for this, and you may have noticed I've been growing my own herbs. I just think it's such a lovely addition to the kitchen. And just to think that this gorgeous basil, look how happy it is, started just like here. You can see those little seedlings coming up. So from that, weeks later, it turns into a very happy plant like this. So beautiful fresh basil for my recipe. I'm just going to pick off some of the leaves. And I'm not even going to bother cutting these because there's so much perfume in all these gorgeous leaves. What I like to do is just tear them. So just tear all of those leaves in here. I've also been growing some mint, and look how happy this mint is. So I've freshly picked this just a moment ago. We're going to tear that in. And this salad is completely adaptable with the herbs, but do add the herbs because it does make a difference. Parsley is another fantastic one that you can add to this. All right, time to add the spring onions. I'm going to use the whole lot. Usually we only use the white and light part, but because they've been charred, they're sweet. In they go, they've cooled down. And let's have a look at this corn. Ooh, it's looking good. See how charred it is all over? That's what we're after. It's going to impart a smokiness. So off the heat, I'll just let that cool for a moment while we start to dress the salad. I'll add some of this dressing. So always just leave a little bit for the top. And don't be afraid to get your clean hands in here. Just find it's the most delicate way not to crush all of those beautiful herbs and the lettuce leaf. And very delicately, I'm just going to start piling this onto our plate. Beautiful. Now for our avocado, I'm just going to cut this into smaller bits. And we'll just dot them around. The tuna, good canned tuna for this. And you can see that I haven't dressed it because I want to flake it over the top and leave it in slight chunks just like that. This really gives it a meatier flavour. And what makes this really pop is that bright, gorgeous colour of our corn. So I'm going to take the kernels off. And the best way to do it is just hold it quite stable. After you've cut one side, you can see that it's not going to wobble around, so it's easy to cut large chunks off the cob. And we're just going to break the corn up and pop it in and around. And there's always some extra feta and some dressing on the side. So a little extra feta and some dressing. The last thing, some fresh herbs, because they are just so delightful. I want to show you, see how I've just picked all the herbs here, and there's a new shoot coming up here. Just to ensure that this grows really lush and full, my tip is just to cut it 3 shoots down. So 1, 2, this is the 3rd shoot just underneath it. And by doing that, you're going to get fresh leaves coming up right over here. So there you go, become a nifty gardener now too. So I'm just going to tear these basil leaves. Smell fantastic, and just straight over the top. This is such a bright, happy salad. You need to give that one a go. Everyone's going to love it.